Hey there, Curious Minds crew. I'm Tony. Hope you've been doing well. It's been busy around here. Been a little bit of a break from publication recently. But this week I had some discussions with some member agencies, and we were just talking about data entry and streamlining workflows and just how do you try to make sure that you're consistently capturing all the information that you need as an agent when you're doing your quote like information collection to do submissions and underwriting all of that on behalf of your clients. And there are a number of different platforms out there, and I'm going to go through a few. You can range from automating a lot of your data intake with for personal insurance with Canopy Connect as an example. But the focus here is going to be on the various vendors, just a handful. There's a bunch of them out there. The various vendors that provide smart forms or some type of data intake platform where you or your client is actually entering the information. So we're going to look at a few of those platforms in brief, just to make sure that if you're an independent agent watching this, this goes for any data, any business owner, I mean, but especially insurance agents. It is critical that we streamline and have consistent, clean data intake so that the information, just like putting good gas in your car, if you put diesel in your unleaded gas engine car, you're going to script your car. So you want to make sure you're putting high octane unleaded gas into your engine to run at high performance. And that's the same. Good data in helps your automations and your AI platforms, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna look at a few things in just a quick sec. Okay, so before I start down this path over the next few minutes, full disclaimer: there's no sponsorships. Some of these platforms I have experience with, and most I do not. These are platforms that have been around the insurance agency world. If they are some of the ones I'll talk about here that are insurance agency specific for a while. Um, so there's a lot of different options as an insurance agent, and what you kind of have to figure out is it's sometimes the trade-off is time or money. You can save money by using a generic smart form platform where maybe it costs you $50 a month, $100 a month, but you're going to have to build out everything. And there some of these insurance agency smart form providers do provide some form filling, pre-fill, where they bring in third-party data to try to streamline the data intake experience for your clients or for yourselves and your staff. So no sponsorships, and I'm none of these are endorsed, and by no means are these the only vendors out there. These are just a handful that um, come to mind that I've known of, and I have some insight on just from being around the industry for independent insurance agents for a long time. Okay, so first thing, this one is FormStack. And FormStack, I have a lot of familiarity with. I use FormStack for a number of different use cases and have been for years. And while they are not the most affordable option out there, as far as just if you're purely looking at price, they've got just a ton of great reliability and flexibility. They also have a ton of products. So they do forms, you can do document flow, they have FormStack Sign, all kinds of interesting things you can do with them. But at the baseline, if you just want a solid, reliable, very functional smart form platform where you can begin to build out your own submission forms for auto insurance or home insurance or workers' comp, um, what some of the stuff that we've used it for is all kinds of data collection. So it ranges from service to submissions to all kinds of things. So that's FormStack. And you can see, we'll see what their pricing looks like here. Their basic forms runs, looks like starts at 80, roughly 80 bucks a month. And then it goes up if you want all their suite of stuff. So when I said, they may not be the cheapest, but they're really, high quality platform. I guess that's kind of what I was meaning. Okay, that was FormStack. And I will try to put some links to these in the text below the video here. This is Cognito Forms, and Cognito is the form provider that integrates, I believe, with Agency Zoom, and there are some consulting companies out there that build out workflow automations for independent agents, insurance agents. One example is Lava Automation, great automation consulting company for independent agents for workflow automation. And they use, I believe, Cognito in conjunction with Agency Zoom, which is a CRM automation platform for independent insurance agencies, which is very powerful. And so Cognito, you can do all that. Let's look at the pricing. You can see here that you get a lot of entries. I mean, you could for 40 bucks a month, excuse me, you can do a lot. So that's Cognito. And then we get into the more specialized forms where there are some. Now we're into you're trading off a vendor that builds out specialized forms and intake rather than you doing it. And of course, you're going to pay a little bit more. But this is Risk Advisor, and Risk Advisor, to my knowledge, and I think they're more personalized focused, but they are building out multiple. I think they've got quote forms. You can see here they've for commercial. You can see that they've got Zapier integrations, just like that's how Cognito works with Agency Zoom, and FormStack has Zapier integrations as well. Most of these data and form providers will have a Zapier integration. And if you're not familiar with Zapier just is a platform that allows you to connect, I think, over 8,000 different software programs to move your data around. So that's Risk Advisor. They've been around for a few years. I know I just was listening to a interview with their founder recently on a podcast, and so that's something where you might want to look at that if you're looking for a platform that can help you kind of standardize. Here's another one, Wonderwrite, and Wonderwrite is Wunderite, Wonderwrite, and Wonderwrite has been around for a number of years. In fact, I think they're one of the original, I would just call them the OGs of smart form and data intake for independent agents. And basically what they do is they have a lot of different capability of the intake, and they really do help you kind of streamline your commercial and stuff like that. So let's look at their pricing. So you can see here, you can do like unlimited accord, agency users, accords, carrier form stuff. So these guys are a little bit more robust. So we're kind of moving upstream here. Salt is, I believe, more personalized focused, but they do some data pre-fill. They do some other things, and they've been around for a number of years as well. And they basically really help you streamline. I don't remember on the pricing with Salt, but my gut tells me it's going to be in that range of what we're seeing with Risk Advisor and what we're seeing with Wonderwrite. So I'm guessing between 100 bucks to $300 a month for salt. But they good reputation, been around a while. Now, Xilo, Xilo has also been around a long time, and I know of some different agents who've used Xilo and have liked it. I know of some that have used it and moved away from it just due to the cost. A lot of times, what ends up happening with any technology that you as an independent agent decide to implement, we'll get excited about something, we get it set up, we start trying it. Maybe our staff doesn't use it the way they should, or maybe we don't really build out the process to make sure that we're executing it consistently, and then you get inconsistency and nothing's really effective, and then you end up just being like, this doesn't work great. And many times that's not the vendor's fault. In fact, I would venture to say that a lot of the times, it's most of the time it's not the vendor's fault. A lot of times it's our fault, for jumping into technology solutions that aren't actually, we don't even know what exact problem we're trying to solve. But anyway, that's a little side rant there, sorry. So that's Xilo, Xilo, and they've also been around a long time. And then the last one I'm going to highlight is now owned by Applied Systems, but it's called Indio, and Indio is really geared primarily for commercial, and they it's very robust. Again, like Xilo and some of these other platforms, it's a bit spendy, but they've got a lot of integration now that Applied owns them. So for those of you who aren't familiar, Applied is one of the largest agency management system vendors out there, and they have all kinds of different products and things that they do. So anyway, that's kind of a quick high level. FormStack, Cognito, Risk Advisor, Wonderwrite, Salt, Xilo, Indio. There are there's a lot of different options out there that agents could look at. So as I land this plane here, what I would say is the high level macro meta thing is, if as an agent, you need to streamline and have a consistent intake platform for all of your quotes. So and generally all the work you're doing, the more streamlined and structured you can make it and consistent, the better that data flows into your CRM, into your agency management system. And then if it's clean and actionable and reliable, then you can actually apply the intelligence layer of AI onto that, to use that in other ways outside of just pure deterministic automation. So I hope this has been a little bit helpful to any of the independent agents out there watching this. And again, there are a lot of other vendors. I know all of the ones I showed you are reputable and have been around for a long time and have a lot of great features and functions. None of it sponsored, just sharing some practical stuff here. So hope that helps you. And yeah, until next time, guys, stay curious, amigos. Peace.